Good afternoon. Before we take questions on the topic that we gathered here today on Roosevelt Island to discuss, the future of Empire AI, I want to first address the situation at Columbia University. I visited the campus last week, sat down with security personnel, NYPD, the college president, as well as students who were fearful. We've been engaged intensely all this week. My team has been having many conversations. And all across the state, every campus, we have to ensure that everyone on that campus is safe. That is our number one priority. I will reiterate what I've said before. Every American has a First Amendment right to peacefully protest and assemble. And many students we know have very strong convictions, strong beliefs about what has taken them to protest. We don't have to agree with them. That's not always how it is. But when actions cross over into vandalism, harassment, destruction of property, or even violence, then the line has been crossed. A few of the individuals participating in last night's actions, they forced staff from their jobs, students from the security of using buildings. They broke windows, barricaded exits, and these individuals are clearly breaking the law. There must be accountability, whether that's disciplinary action from the school or from law enforcement. Again, our number one job is to keep students safe. There are 30,000 students at Columbia University. Vast majority are not involved in the protests. There are Jewish students who feel threatened and harassed right now. And there have been times when Arab and Muslim students have felt the same over the last year. There are students who agree with the protesters, but left the encampments under fear of suspension. And the vast majority of them are young people who simply want to finish out the semester, study for their exams without interruption, and in some cases, graduate. All of them deserve to be safe. So what we need to do is de-escalate the situation, restore a sense of normalcy on campus, and ensure that every student is safe and unharmed. The state of New York has offered our universities any assistance, should they need them. But I've also sent a notice to our colleges and universities. Every student deserves to celebrate at a commencement. We have seen across the country other schools have canceled commencements, denying these students who were also denied the opportunity to walk across their stage 4 years ago because of the pandemic as high school students. They have a right to graduate. They have a right to celebrate with their families, and in many cases, these families have traveled long and far to be here, to congratulate their children on the extraordinary accomplishment that would lead them to that place. They've worked hard, and they should not be denied this opportunity because of the actions of others. So I've offered my support from the administration to all of universities to find a path to make sure that there are security measures in place and advise them in ways to make sure that in-person commencements can move safely forward. Let me close with this. We are gathered here on Roosevelt Island. Just steps from here is Four Freedoms Park. Reminded of Franklin Roosevelt's comments about the freedoms that Americans are entitled to. Freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom from want, and freedom from fear. All of these freedoms are essential. We have a right to speak and to worship, but it must be done without fear. As my predecessor, FDR, made clear, that is what everyone deserves and will ensure that that is the case.